right. Okay, ready? All right. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, everyone. All right, welcome to the AMA for today. Now, we've gone on to Discord, and we're doing a live stage today, and we're just going to work this out today and have it all sort of see how this goes. Basically, Discord stages work like Twitter Spaces. So we'll have, obviously us as the moderators and on the team can talk, and then we'll bring up people to ask questions later on. The way our AMAs normally work is that we go through the Reddit questions first, and then we'll go through some topics that we've picked up on during feedback throughout the chats and everything through the last couple of weeks, and then we'll bring up people to ask questions live on the Discord stage. So if you're not already in Discord, come and join the Discord. It'd be really great too if people who are watching the YouTube video can go and share the links just to get more people in here, obviously. And with the reason why we are moving to Discord is so we can have our community all in one place. We are finding that it's obviously a bit of an issue with having two different chat groups to moderate and to organize, and it's just going to help us as a community to really bring everyone together into our Discord. And we can have a lot of fun with Discord. So someone who's been using Discord for a few years with gaming and stuff like that, we can have a lot of fun with emojis and stickers. And I know that sort of stuff can seem really benign and really minor. But with all that sort of stuff, it's amazing if you've ever been in any other gaming Discords or even any other crypto Discords, it's amazing how just those little things can really help to bring people together. So I'm really excited to just get everyone onto Discord. And in terms of our Telegram, we won't close it down entirely, but what we will do is we'll just sort of lock it where the bot messages will keep going out. So when new people do join, if they come to the Telegram, they'll just know that we're all in Discord now. So just wanted to cover that to start with, if that's all cool. Also, sorry if I am sweating because it is quite hot in Australia right now. Summer is officially kicked off, and where I live, obviously on the Gold Coast, so just south of Brizzy, it does get really, really humid. It's like probably the equivalent of Miami in America. So yeah, it's getting pretty sweaty. And as you can see, I'm wearing the BODA shirt because that came in the mail the other day. So hopefully all of you who've ordered your merchandise the last couple of weeks have already received yours. And obviously I have me lovely BODA cup. This is really tricky trying to do this. There we go. So I have my cup of coffee. All right, we good to go? We've got our tech issue sorted. We're good to go.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, everyone in the chat's ready to take up a collection to get your AC fixed, I think.
Yeah. No, don't worry about that. No, I'm getting ceiling fans put in. My sister's boyfriend's coming to he's an electrician, so he's going to put in ceiling fans next week. But anyway, that's got nothing to do with BODA. All right, so let's kick off. Let's kick off our AMA. Alrighty. So we've got a few good questions, and I like it. Our AMAs are getting a lot better. We're getting a lot more questions coming in. So we've got, what have we got our first one? All right, so thanks for Oval Needle Worker 39. Excuse me, I'm just trying to get comfortable here. All right, so we get this question a lot. When is the price going to go up? And when big exchanges like Binance, Coinbase, Hotbit, etc. Understandably, especially if you're new in crypto, you see this a lot. You see this in other chat groups. They go, when exchange, when Binance, all sorts of stuff. Being realistic here, you've always got to start small. And again, realistically, there's no way any new token is going to get straight on Binance. And I'd say even new tokens, like you even look at tokens as big as SafeMoon, for example, like they're not on Binance, right? Because it's all a process and it all takes time. And with these really, really big exchanges, they list tokens that have been around for a while, a long time. But they also, will list tokens that have a huge community support. And even something like I bring up SafeMoon that does have an insane community support. They're still not listed on there for, there's all these other factors and things, right? So we've got to start small, and we are still looking at the whole CoinTiger exchange listing, which I've mentioned in previous AMAs. And I'm still talking with them about how our tokenomics will work with their exchange. So just bear with us on that because it's not an easy process. Again, with reward tokens, we're quite new, as are other reward tokens out there. And so we have a different level of tokenomics that exchanges aren't quite prepared for, and they don't really know what to do with because they don't know how to handle it. So that's just something that we've got to figure out at the back end. All right. So you guys got anything else to add to this question?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, well, are there any other Binance Smart Chain tokens that are on Binance? I mean, because I just looked through my Binance.us account and I can't see a single one that looks like a Binance Smart Chain token that I recognize. I don't think they have extended that out for Binance. Yeah, I mean, I don't
Not
even
for
think it's
Americans.
possible.
Not for
Oh,
Americans.
okay, just not for Americans.
Not
Got
for
it.
Americans.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah, because
that
we're
is a
unique and
regulation issue.
special over here.
Yes, because you Americans like to have all these crazy regulations that separate you from the rest of the world.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, so well, that's a factor too. So even if you do get listed on Binance, there's going to be that scenario where you're not going to be listed on Binance.us, and in different countries. So that's another thing people are going to factor into. But won't waste too much time going. Obviously, I can talk for days about this. So that's just the short and simple answer of that. Right, next question. Oh, thanks, expensive worker. Can't wait for listening. I hope you're listening right now. And they've shout out to expensive worker. A lot of people have different usernames too on Reddit, right? So just point yourselves out if you feel like it, who you are on Reddit. All right, so I got to upvote them. Okay. All right, so Niliton, thank you for your question. I know you've asked in our Discord before, and thank you for putting it on our Reddit AMA. All right, so I've got a few questions I think a lot of us can benefit from before investing further into the project. I know that the project depends on trading activity as 1.5% goes into marketing development, etc. If BODA V2 keeps trading at these levels, was that 20,000 to 7,000 or lower? I think he's talking about the volume. How long can the team project continue and still provide what's in the pipeline in a timely manner? Obviously, money doesn't grow on trees. You have a lot of exciting things coming up. It's not cheap to develop, maintain, outsource marketing, optimize project like this. And then how many from the BODA V2 are working full-time in this project? And thank you for your question. All right, so there's a few things that always comes up with this question. Okay, so with the trading activity and how long can we continue to progress and all that sort of stuff. Now, admittedly, we are a little bit behind, or at least behind on what I expected for our development and obviously getting our yield farm and all that sort of stuff up. And that is still coming. We just need to get that audit finished to make sure it's safe because I don't want to launch like the yield farm, for example, without knowing that it is safe and that it is going to be protected from, like there's flash loan attacks, right, which is really, really hard to protect against. But at least if we can cover all bases and make sure that we can minimize any of that sort of stuff, that's important. And also just making sure that it functions properly, right? So we don't have any stuff ups. Because once you launch a contract too, you can't fix it without relaunching it again. So that's something we definitely don't want to do and have ourselves in another pickle if we launch something and then we have to fix it. Now, money doesn't grow on trees. That's correct. So I am very, very savvy with my money. Bit of a Scrooge at times, but I've made sure that we have funds that we've saved up. And that time when we had that massive, massive pump where, we did like a few $1 million worth of volume in one day, and then obviously people, sold off on that. We got a lot of BUSD from that. And so I've still got that aside. We've also had the marketing plans that a lot of the stuff we have to prepay for as well, and we have to book. And we will talk about this in our AMA today, where I'll show what the billboard ads that we've got coming up in LA this month. And so that's already been prepaid for, and I already paid for that about a month and a half ago. So we've got a lot of stuff that's already prepaid. With our press release packages, I've bought them in packs. So we get a better discount if you buy them in packs, and you get 12 months to use them. So with our press releases and articles, instead of paying like $1,500 or $2,000 just for one article, if I buy them in a pack for a 12-month period, then it's obviously a lot cheaper. So I'm like I said, that's how I sort of work through that. And we've got Steph, who's our marketing manager. And so Steph comes from a marketing background. She works in her own business as well, doing that. So she's really savvy, and she's an awesome negotiator. So she is fantastic at just getting onto like these other YouTubers and these other promoters, and she's like, yeah, she's just amazing. I mean, yeah, I thought I was a good negotiator, but she smashes it with that. So you can be safe knowing that we're getting the best value for money. And as you know, Dave's another person who's also big into ROIs, right, return of investments, and so am I. So we also make sure that we're trying to get the best ROI for our marketing. Because again, we just don't want to be, we don't want to be just throwing money out the window, right? There's no point. In terms of marketing, though, too, people have got to realize, like any company, Coca-Cola, Apple, all of them, when you see their ads on TV, all their ads are out there, marketing is also, it's about brand awareness and just getting that constant message out there. If you see an ad on Coca-Cola, right, and you see it on TV, does that mean that you're instantly going to get off the couch and go to the supermarket and buy yourself a can of Coke, right? Probably not. But you see the ads, and then it's in your head, and then you go, oh yeah. And then the next time you are at the shops, the whole point of that sort of marketing stuff is to go, oh, next time you're at the shops, you'll be like, oh yeah, I might grab a can of Coke, right? And so that's the sort of stuff with marketing as well. So people got to realize too, when we are doing marketing, and we've got Facebook ads, and we're doing PooCoin, all that sort of stuff, obviously, that new people keep coming in from. But people have also got to realize that doesn't instantly translate to new buys, right? And so what translates to new buys from all that marketing is you guys in the community. So it's you guys there in our community that have to go and welcome every new person that comes in, right? Teach them about our token, tell them why it's worth investing in our token, why they want to get into BODA, right? And obviously without, getting, crossing that whole financial advice stuff, but just getting in there and just showing them that we do have a strong and amazing community, because we do. And we have so many enthusiastic people here, and we have people here who've been with us since April, right? And that's a long time, right, from V1. So, there's guys out there and girls who've been with us even from April. So you guys can obviously be the voices for BODA V2, right? And to obviously reassure new people that we're here, we've been here for a long time. And that coming from another investor as a peer-to-peer level, right, has a lot more impact as well. Because it's one thing for us as a team to say, oh yeah, buy our token. Yeah, we're amazing. We're awesome. We're great people. Trust us. Like, we can say that, but the immediate thing people are going to do as well is go, well, of course you're going to say that. Like, of course you're going to shield your own token because you're behind it, right? And that's again, like, I mean, to me, it makes sense. And, it really bugs me too, having to try to explain that, because to me, it's common sense. But that's just something that we need, everyone to be on board with, right? And at the end of the day too, with growing our token, is that we can do all the development stuff for it, but without a community behind us, and this is again referencing SafeMoon, for example, is another reason why they're so huge and they've gotten to their levels, is community. Same with Dogecoin, same with Shiba Inu. All those tokens out there, like, they've run, majority of the investors that have come into those tokens have come because of the community and because people just out there spreading that word of mouth stuff.
For sure.
Yeah. Now, before I get on too much of a ramble, because we've got to keep this time constraint too. So, because I go on tangents. Yeah. So I hope that covers the whole development's not cheap, all that sort of stuff as well. I think I covered that in there. Okay, who's working full time? So I'm currently the only one working full time on this project. And that's because, basically, without getting too much into it, I got into stock investing back in 2014, around the tail end of the 2014 recession. So obviously I got some good bargains into the stocks. I did play around with stocks when I was 18, but then obviously didn't do much of that after I joined the army. And then, so anyway, I got into stocks 2014, played around with that, taught myself everything that I need to learn, watched YouTube videos, did all the day trading stuff, all those motivational speaker stuff, everything, watched all those videos, right? And then basically just went full into it. And then I haven't worked full time at all since 2017, right? So I just, like, investing, trading, school, I've been doing myself, and it's all self-taught. So this is why I've got the time to then dedicate this to BODA, right, and work on this full time. As for everyone else, they all have their full-time jobs, right? And so Dave and Joey, obviously, you can chat about, the reasons why you are still working full-time. But from, like, the majority of the team is that they have their own kids, they have wives, kids, or husbands, right? They have their own families. So obviously they need to support themselves in that way. And they are also passionate about BODA because they've invested in, BODA from V1, and they jumped on as volunteers, and they're still helping out now. So I think, does that kind of cover that question? If you guys want to add anything else to that.
I think so. I mean, teach me, senpai. I want to be just like you someday. But
One
yeah,
day.
for sure.
Yeah. And again, I could go on for days about investing and stuff too, but we don't have the time today.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Next question. Sorry, I keep looking at the clock too because I know we're supposed to keep to an hour. Right. Next shilling contest. Right. Okay. These contests are really, really great, and the shilling contest was awesome last time, and there was so many hashtags being used that I think one person noticed that it was coming up automatically when they just typed in hashtag BODA, and then BODA V2 was like instantly popping up on Twitter because I think there was about 500 or something hashtags that day. And that's one way you can get trending on Twitter, right, is the multiple use of the hashtags. Now, that's great incentive, but what we've got to be careful about is creating a culture where people only do this sort of shilling stuff on Twitter and social media and doing all the promotion stuff. We have to be really careful that we don't create a culture where people only do it if there's a competition running. Because what we're going to end up having is we're going to have a completely quiet, right, community who only become active whenever we put a competition up. And that's going to be a detriment to us, like to everyone here and to the token. If we create a culture like that where people are just joining and just lurking and they only pop up when there's a competition. So that's something that we've got to balance out. And yes, we like doing competitions because we like giving back to people, but we've got to bear in mind there's a balance, right? And it's all about that balance. So when will the next contest come out? We are going to do a giveaway contest when the Billboard ads come up, which we'll talk about a little bit in this AMA. That'll be our next competition that's coming up. But again, I don't want to do too many of these. Like, I don't want to do these weekly and stuff because then we're just going to create this culture where people are just going to lurk and sit there and wait for them. You guys got anything else to add to that?
No, I don't think so. I agree. I agree completely that we're looking for, we're looking for people to want to to share about their investment with other people. I mean, yeah, the contests are great, but I agree.
Yep.
Jojo?
Agree.
Cool. All right. Okay, yield farming question. So thank you, and sorry if I didn't mention your name, Outrageous Pass, for that question. Yanos666, any ideas when the yield farming that we're going to have, like what will it do, etc.? Okay, so we've got a yield farming question. We've also got the same one from Character Mod 6615. Yield farming, how long do we need a stake for? Will reflections, i.e. be holding? What's the lottery, and when's the buyback happening? So I'll try to answer both these questions together because they are covering the same topic. So the yield farming, again, it's being audited. The audit is done, but so we've got to go through and just make sure we fix up the contracts and everything like that. And then we've got to do testing and testing. Again, I want to make sure it's safe. So in terms of how much do you put into the yield farm to earn the BODA tokens, we don't know. Okay, we honestly don't know right now because it's not set up yet. We're still working on the solidity contract code of that. So once we have done with that, then we can test out, all right, what's the whole APY or the emissions going to be, right, for the token rewards. Now, bearing in mind too, is because we've got the extra yield farm fees coming out of the buy and sell orders, is that we can keep topping up the yield farm from our tokenomics as well. So there's going to be that whole thing where the APRs will sort of be a set estimated, like an example, which is what all the yield farms are anyway, right? And what happens with yield farms, though, is when you start putting more tokens in. So let's say, and same with the stake. So let's say if you're staking BNB to earn BODA, well, the more people that are putting in the BNB, obviously the more share of people are in the yield, which then decreases the APR or the APY per holder, per person that's in the pool, basically. So what will often happen too is yield farms will start off, if there's only one person in there, the APR will be like 4,000%. It'll be insane. But then the next person comes along and then the API will stack down like a ladder system. And then eventually, it'll come down to a point where it'll be a bare minimum. And the bare minimum is what we've got to obviously work out. But a lot of yield farms, I think Cake's at what, 80%? I probably could correct me if I'm wrong. I probably haven't looked at this properly recently.
Yeah, I 77 right now, I think, is when I last looked.
Yeah. So, for example, what, 2 years ago, a year ago, Cake APR, taking Cake for Cake, that was at like 280% or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's an
Yeah.
example too. Like the more people that are putting in there, the lower and lower it's going to get to. So that's something people are going to bear in mind with. The best thing about the yield farm too, though, is it's going to be revenue generating for our ecosystem. Every yield farm takes a fee, and we won't be any different. But for example, with if you stake BNB, then there will be a fee from the BNB that you deposit in there. But that's going to go straight back into our token economy, and so that's going to also help building with the volume. So we'll just use that the BNB, the Cake, the USDD. We could even throw in like Doge, like the Binance Smart Chain Peg Doge. We do all that sort of stuff with our staking pools. We'll take fees from that, and we can literally just go, all right, and buy back BODA V2 and then burn that off, for example, right? So that's what I'm really excited about too with the yield farm is it's going to help just to generate that constant revenue, which volume again is something that people have obviously been bringing up a lot in the chat. With the lottery, if you're not familiar, just check out again PancakeSwap's lottery. It's basically going to be the same thing. It's like a raffle system. You buy yourself a ticket, it goes into the pool, and then it's basically supposed to automatically sort of pick numbers out. So you get a ticket with a bunch of numbers. It's basically how we want to sort of replicate that, right, with our lottery. And you get numbers, and then if you got the winning matching numbers, then congratulations, you get the prize. And then I believe on PancakeSwap you have to go there and click the claim button or whatever, but like it doesn't actually, it's not like, oh, you forfeited it if you don't go and claim it. It just kind of sits there until you do. So that's kind of system we're setting up. Again, with familiarity, if people are used to using the PancakeSwap lottery system, then it's going to be easier for people to understand that when they come to our platform. So that's how that lottery is happening. When is the buyback happening? It's happening this month, but we're not going to tell you what date. I've said this before in previous AMAs. It's to prevent that manipulation, essentially. Because what happens with these is if you announce the date, the exact amount, etc., is people lurk and they sit there and they wait for it, and then they'll dump. And so we've just essentially, we haven't really wasted anything in the sense of you still get your rewards. So buying back in will help with the extra 6% of BUSD. And then obviously if people do sit down, lurk and take advantage of that and then try and dump on us, everyone else is going to get the extra 13% BUSD. But in the, again, with emotions and the whole market sentiment thing, is if that keeps happening when we do these buyback and burns, then people are just going to get sick of it, right? And emotionally, they're going to be like, oh, well, every time this happens, someone's dumps, So again, we've got to match that balance to try and make sure that that doesn't become a thing, all right? You guys got anything else to add to that?
I think that the yield farm is going to be a game changer, and I'm just very, very, very excited about the yield farm. I think we talked about this when we met with BSC News. That it's we have a great base of investors right now, and we just love the community so much. And what I'm looking forward to is attracting even more of the kind of investors that are like myself and Billy, people who are stakers, people who that's what I do with a lot of my investing is I stake, and I know Billy does too. And for example, the YouTubers that have covered us, not to drop names, but I know that we had a video from Torrin Hoffman, Crypto Newbie. A couple of those guys are also real into staking. So if you look to the left of our video and to the right of their video, you see that they're talking about X 1000% staking returns and stuff like that. And it's like those are the kind of people that I'm really excited about seeing more and more of those folks, because they really long-term investors, not so much the speculative investing. That's really what's going to be good for the long-term health of BODA, in my opinion. And the buyback and burn. It's going to be a fun day. I'm looking forward to it. We're not going to tell you when, but we're looking forward to it.
I should point out too that, again, anyone can correct me if I'm wrong, but from the research I've done, is that I think we're going to be the first reward token to also have a yield farm. And the reason this is because it's difficult. And it's difficult because of the way the tokenomics work, right? So to also, we'll explain this further, so I don't want to confuse people here either, but we'll obviously explain this further. With our reward token, it'll basically be what's called a wrapped token. So it'll be equivalent 1-for-1 for BODA, but it won't have any tokenomics on the wrap token. So what you'll do is you'll earn the wrapped token. So essentially, if anyone's familiar with wrapping, so if you can actually send Bitcoin to Binance Smart Chain, but you need a wrapper. So you just wrap it, or like bridging, basically. So similar concept to if you bridge Ethereum ETH from Ethereum network to Binance Smart Chain network, use a bridge. So you bridge it across, you wrap it. So we'll have the same thing. So basically, you'll earn this wrapped BODA, but then you'll be able to exchange that one for one for actual real BODA, right? So you're not actually you're not losing money, or you're just not like earning like a dud token or anything like that. They're going to be one for one. But this is also how we've designed it. And I know I've been hesitant to mention this because we haven't actually released it, because someone's probably going to beat us to it now that I've let the cat out of the bag. But that's how we're doing our yield farm, right? And that's why I'm really excited, because I think we're going to be the first one to do it and do it in that way. So anyway, like I said, once we've finalized the audit and done all that sort of stuff, and this is why it is taking a bit longer, because I'm making things really, really difficult in the design phase. But it's gotta be challenging and difficult anyway, because we're doing something new, right? And honestly, we could do everything super easy. We could copy paste stuff. We could even copy paste templates, do all that sort of stuff. But that's not fun for me, honestly. I know a lot of people probably think I'm crazy, that I'm like making myself work twice as hard. But I think the end result is going to be so much more worth it, I think, personally. But anyway, that's just quickly on that. All right. So the next question. All right, so Straight Lab 5988. Thank you. Hey, it's Gitch from Kenya. Hey, Gitch. If the coins are converted to BUSD, could also be burnt so that we could earn and burn at the same time, would make BODA V2 grow to the moon imminent. Okay, is there any way we can scrap the 3 billion limit to increase the transactions? Great work. Awesome. Can't wait for the info. All right. Okay, so I'm not sure if I'm misunderstanding this question, but we don't burn the BUSD because that's a stablecoin and that's your reward coin. So we don't burn the BUSD. We burning tokens, yes. We have the 2% that's auto burning, and then we have the manual burning that we're doing. All right, so we are burning tokens to reduce, if the question's regarding the supply, because obviously supply is quite large right now, so the less supply we have too, the more the long-term value of the token goes up. In terms of the 3 billion limit, yes, as in previous AMAs we've covered, we can definitely reduce that limit, but I want to make sure that that's a fully understood community decision on that, because when we do that, it does open up the pool, the rewards pool, to more people, but that also means that existing holders are going to earn less, right? Because this is a whole dividend system. So your share is per single token that you have earns X shares. So what are we at now? Like 678 trillion circling supply. I can quickly look it up on the dashboard.
Something very close to that, yeah.
Yeah. So if we go to the dashboard right now, which here's one I prepared earlier. Just slightly skipping to this. So right now we've got 677 trillion odd in circulating supply. So divide that per token share ratio. That's basically what you have. But then there's only 2,582 holders out of the total 5,473 holders that actually qualify for BUSD. So also take that into consideration, that if you're in this 2,582 pool, you're the only ones earning BUSD. So you've almost like doubled your revenue too, right? For earnings, because that's it's slightly over. No, it's not half, is it? Anyway, I can't do quick maths off the top of my head, sorry. But you know what I mean. So I hope that answers that question. All right, we're good to move on to the next bits, because we are about 36 minutes into this. So again, not trying to rush it, but
yeah, absolutely. I think we've covered all of Reddit. There's one question in the chat, the YouTube chat.
Thank you, chat.
Have we considered targeting the college campuses, from our boy JBUSD with the tattoo, by the way?
Yes.
College kids all know the value in passive income.
100%. And thanks, Jay. If you follow him on Twitter, JBUSD, and you'll find him in our Discord now as well. He's a mad lad. He got that BODA V2 tattoo. So he's like a walking advertisement for BODA. Absolutely nuts. Anyway. that you that you got the tattoo. That is great. That is great. That's a great idea, and we definitely want our community members to help out with that. Again, I'm in Australia, so it's not like I can go to the college campuses in in America to do this. So another reason why community is valuable, right? And community members going out there and promoting it. So we can have a discussion about this. Feel free to reach out to me either via DM or my email, which is billy@bodotoken.org. We can try to work out a way if we just sort of front the bill for like stickers or flyers or something. We could use like whatever printing company or whatever that can ship to you in America, or if you've got one, or even if you've got a store nearby, we'll just obviously have to figure out a way to cover the expenses for that. But that's a great idea, and again, that's open to everyone in the community. So if you're living in different countries, and you do want to go put out flyers, put out stickers, just a fair warning on the sticker stuff though is just please be careful about vandalism, because one thing I do not want is to be contacted by authorities and getting in trouble for all like vandalism stuff, right? Yeah. So that's just a bit of a heads up on that. But yes, we can definitely talk to you guys and girls about this. So reach out to me in DMs or contact us, or even just contact one of the guys on the team, and we'll just get that sort of ball rolling. And again, we'll figure out how do we sort of compensate you guys for the stickers, for the flyers, anything you want to do. It's a great idea. Did we have any other questions in chat before we move to the next bit?
No, that's it. I know JB's mentioned that he lives close to one of the largest universities in the United States. So yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, like I said, well, I'm happy to cover the cost out of that. I spend a lot of my own money, like funding BODA as well. So you can be rest assured that I got the funds, baby. But yeah, anyway, I don't want to sound too cocky about that. Right. So dashboard, dashboard time. So I know I just quickly skipped to this. So our dashboard is up, right? We've made it customized, and I think it's a bloody ripper. I like it. We do still have to fix a few things though, okay? And we're not in denial about it. We know that we got it up and then things weren't working that were working in the test phase. This is how technology works, unfortunately. So the manual claim, the Connect Wallet Connect is all working on the PC with MetaMask, I should say, on PC. Now, some of you may have noticed we just did a little change where we actually separated the manual claim button. That's so we can also add the queue back in, because we've had feedback in the chats that people want to be able to see the queue of the pending. So we're going to add that back in. I shouldn't say back in, we're going to add that on. But what we've got here is we've got the burned amount now, which is tracking the live amount that's essentially burned or essentially out of circulation. And then we've got the current circulation. So now you can see a live tracking. So this is totally live. It's happening right at the moment because it's pulling the API data from BSC Scam. So this is all good. So we're going to add more information. I know people ask for volume, so we're going to add the volume API on there. Obviously, you can see the total payouts now. So we're up to 813, almost 814,000 in BUSD, which is incredible. We're getting close to that $1 million mark. So that's like another huge milestone. Again, I just covered briefly before. We've got the holders and everything. We've got the contract addresses here, the reward track addresses here. Obviously, the text is a little bit small on desktop, so we are going to fix that. We've got the chart. Now, we've just had to tweak it a bit, but what's happening with the chart is we're pulling the API data off CoinGecko. Unfortunately, with these charts, well, with CoinGecko's API, and even with CoinMarketCap, is they go off the US dollar, and because we're sub-decimals in the US dollar, what it was throwing out on the y-axis, so on the left-hand side axis, it was throwing out 1.088 bloody like E minus 8, right? So obviously that confuses people. It doesn't look right. So that's what we're just working on fixing. And then we did have the dates at the bottom, but it's another back-end issue. That's what we've taken out at the moment. And then we've got the price and the markup at the bottom. Again, this is not set in stone. We can always move stuff around and add new data, add new API points and all that sort of stuff. So I also don't want people to be, so like stressed also, because because we do have that feedback too, where they're like, oh, like, you know, this is missing, that's missing, and we understand that, but we're adding it in, and we can always add stuff in as well. So again, appreciate your feedback as well. Like, I'm not trying to say, you know, we don't appreciate the feedback, because we do, but just want people to be aware that yes, we are developing and adding more things to it. A slight little, again, a 1%er. Like, people probably barely notice this, but again, being ex-army as well, like the 1%ers matters. It can be a difference between life and death if you don't cover your 1%ers, right? So we've just added extra favicons, and we've got like cool pancake swap one and the little monkey for FigX and stuff. So I think that's like really unique and cool. Because again, we're not being generic, right? We're not being a generic dashboard. We're customizing all these favicons. Right, we're using custom favicons and like dessert finance. So we've got a little cupcake there. You know, again, to a lot of people, it might be like, like, well, what's the point? But it adds, you know, it adds something, right? It just, and again, it's subliminal messaging as well, right? It sits in the back of your head. You might not realize up the front, but then you're like, oh, hang on a minute, like, yeah, these are cool little icons. All right. Estimated time. So if we go in and let's say, I just want to do this quickly. So we just do a 3 billion, and sorry for the lag. And then we do, now it's not about if we get $1 million volume per day. It's about when. Okay. So let's do this. All right. So, did I put too many zeros there? Hang on. I think I did. Anyway, that's a cool number, but I think I put too many zeros. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What? What have I done? Help me out here, Dave. All right.
Unfortunately, my stream's lagging. I guess
Yeah,
my wife decided to start watching Netflix. Sorry.
Okay. All right. 1 minute. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Right. Okay. Cool. So we've got this here, 3 billion, right? Okay, so how much is 3 billion now if we go to our thing here? Oh, that's Bitcoin. My bad. Go here. All right. I know it's a very minimal amount. You know, yeah, I could use a massive number and really hype this up. But basically, $26.59, okay, is what it's worth right now at today's price. We go back to our dashboard. So if we're doing $1 million volume a day, right? And that's going to get you back $153 in a year if you just held that minimum amount, right? And I'm talking bare minimum at the moment. If you held that and didn't sell it at all, you just held it, that's your passive income. So you've basically more than tripled, right? So we're looking at like $26 to $156. So that's massive, right? And like I said, it's not about if we get there, it's about when we're going to get there. And we've already seen during the peak that we hit about, was it $1.5 million in that 24-hour period. So I know it sounds like a bit of a blowout proportion, especially right now, because it is 10 times what we're doing currently on average with our daily volume. But this is something that you can also look at, and you can also show other new members who are looking to invest as well. You can direct them to the estimator. You can say, look, you can punch in how many tokens you want. You know, you can put in the bare minimum, or you can put in, however many we want to buy in, right? And then you can customize this volume. So you can estimate, all right, how much am I going to get if the volume's X amount, for example. And so these are other things that as an investor, because when you pitch ideas, right, to other investment firms or, financial funds and all that sort of stuff, right, they want to know the numbers and they want to know what their returns are going to be and et cetera, right? So that's why this estimator is here. And I think this is a great tool that everyone should be using. And again, yeah, I hate to one thing about me too, I'll just quickly say, is that I don't want to sort of dumb down everything, and sort of talk to you like you're not an adult, because honestly, we're all here as adults. But I do understand that there's a lot of people that are new in crypto, and they do need to be explained how a lot of this stuff works. So I do, I'm not really going to apologize for it, but I guess sometimes I do go on tangents and talk a lot, because I'm trying not to dumb it down and sort of talk down to people as well while I'm trying to explain this, because I think you're all adults and you understand. But basically, with this estimator, is that it's a great tool to use, and it's a great tool to use for yourself too, right? Because then you can imagine how much you're going to earn again when we get to those volume times. And I'm very confident that we are going to start to get to those volume points, especially when we have that yield farming up and the extra revenue generations. And we start doing the NFT stuff, right? And on the NFTs, I am in partnership with a new NFT platform that they're just building their marketplace right now, but they're going to do us a pack of NFTs. They're going to be on their platform. And in the back end side of things with the NFT, we're just working out, again, with our tokenomics, can we find a way for people to use BODA V2 to buy NFTs off their marketplace? Because that would be amazing if people could use BODA V2 to buy just any NFT off their marketplace. Or, you know, if it's just, if it's just going to be like BNB, BUSD, right? Which I think BUSD is still going to be fine anyway, because obviously you can use your BUSD rewards to then go buy NFTs on their platforms and obviously buy the BODA NFTs as well. But anyway, that's a little thing that we're working on. Okay, right. So I've covered the dashboard. Mobile, yeah. So
Richard wants the commas.
Wants the commas.
Yeah, on the reward estimator.
Oh man,
yeah,
you're gonna make a
we'll
break,
get there.
Richard.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we tried. Honestly, we tried the commas. It broke it. Okay, so we'll get there. We will get there. But that's why the commas aren't in there. Because it broke the JavaScript stuff. Anyway, right. So also the mobile stuff. So just touching on that. Yes, we are working around the clock. We've got guys working on it to fix the wallet connect. The issue is with security, especially with iPhones, is so the Connect comes up to connect to Trust Wallet, but then it doesn't want to interface because of the security stuff. So we've got to work around that. We've used GitHub libraries of pre-existing wallet connects, but then they're also breaking as well. And we've submitted a support ticket to actual Wallet Connect, but we haven't obviously got a response from them yet to find out exactly like what's going on. So, you know, we've got our guys just at the moment basically just doing, you know, tinkering, trial and error basically to try and fix the API themselves. Because unfortunately we haven't heard back directly from Wallet Connect either. So that's a bit of an explanation, I guess, an update on why that's taking a bit longer than we would like. Okay. Now I just want to quickly cover, so our Certik, right? Certik's another great thing that everyone should be looking at and should be promoting, all right? So we've got our Certik audit here. We've got our scores, our, you know, health stats and everything. Now I understand that people get alarmed by this whole 20 findings thing, but as we've explained in previous AMAs, and I know that's something that we have to keep explaining to people, is that more than 50, I think it's 55% is informational, which has zero impact on the contract whatsoever. It's unfortunate that we have a lot of those like typos and just ridiculous stuff in there that they've flagged. But that's it, right? So it's really not a big deal in the big picture. Now, context warning here. When I bring this up, I'm not smashing on SafeMoon and I'm not fighting them. I'm personally invested in SafeMoon. Okay, I bring this up as a comparison because of how far SafeMoon have gone, right? Even though they have a different score to us on Certik. All right, so here's our valuation here, right? So we have a safety score of 82, okay, and a lot of it's in the green. There's a few things in the yellow, right? Okay, so again, this is not to FUD or smash on SafeMoon because I'm also invested in SafeMoon. This is just to show the potential of where I think we can go in comparison to like looking at where SafeMoon is, right? Okay, so this is SafeMoon safety score. So they've got a score of 72, okay? So they've got a couple of things in the red, a couple of things in the, you know, they've got some good things in the green and a couple of things in the orange, okay? So again, this is just a general comparison, all right? So this is where SafeMoon's safety score is at, right? And this is where our safety score is at. And then just think of where SafeMoon's at, right? And ignore the price. The whole crypto market is bleeding right now, so ignore that. But the volume, okay? So even now, with the crypto market dropping, SafeMoon, for example, their volume's already gone up 380%. But they're doing a 24-hour volume of almost $38 million in a 24-hour period, right? So think of that and think of how big they are, right? And how successful they've gotten, right? And again, not fighting them or smashing them at all, again, because I'm invested, right? I just take general outlooks on this in comparison because you've got to compare. Like, it's healthy and it's understandable to compare your token with other tokens. is that this is their safety score, right? Ours is a lot better, right? So that gives you another comparison, right, of where we're at and then where we could be. And if we get to say, and I know it's a big ask, but say if we get to SafeMoon's level, but then we've also got a better score rating, right? So on a fundamental level, you could just think of how much further we could propel ourselves on a fundamental level because of our score, you know, and like our source quality and everything, because we made it original and all that sort of stuff. And so SafeMoon's also made theirs original, by the way, but I'm just saying, you know, like this is the scores that we've got. So that's something I wanted to point out in today's AMA as well, for our community, especially that are already here. So for you guys and girls out there that are in our community, when people do come in, and obviously we get people that are trolling and fudding and all that sort of stuff, is pointing out this the Certik audit is extremely valuable and important to pointing that out, and especially to those who do want to come in and try and FUD our token and all that sort of stuff, because we're getting a lot of that now too, right? We're getting more and more people coming, more and more new people coming, and then we got a lot of trolls coming in who just want to stir things up. So I just want everyone to take notice of that, and you can go through all the Skynet monitoring stuff, and obviously Richard, aka Casper's out there, so he's popping up all on the social media metrics. My name's popping up too, because old Matt from our team keeps making memes about me. So we've got all the metrics here. You've got your 24-hour, 24/7 monitoring. You've got our governance standards. So the governance records when we push changes to our smart contract, which we haven't done at all yet. Again, if we're going to push changes, we'll come to the community first. We've got a governance score of 95. You know, the market score, it's not great at the moment. Like, you know, everything's dipping, but we've got the positive, neutral, negative. So, you know, this is all based on social media stuff too, right? So we're looking, you know, we're looking really, really healthy, and we've got our metrics up, right? All the followers, counts, likes, everything. So it's all stuff that you guys in the community can utilize, especially for the new members, because a lot of the new people, again, with any investment, when you join a chat group community, you're looking at reasons, why should I invest? You know, why should I get this token? You guys got anything to add to this?
No, I think this is a very cool view. I bet Richard had no idea that
he's trending on Certik.
He's
famous.
Yeah, there you go. He's Certik famous.
You're Certik famous, Richard. Pardon me. All right, hang on a sec. Alrighty. Now, we covered everything. I think we've just covered everything that we need to. Just quickly going on, we do have a Facebook group. Pretty sure 99% of people use Facebook. Jump on board. We've got 543 members. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more people who are in our chat groups like Telegram, Discord, for example, who have Facebook. So come and join us. It's just BODA token holders, right, in the group section. It's a public group, so you can just come in and join, talk amongst people there, talk amongst other community members. The best thing about Facebook groups as well is when you join a Facebook group, you actually get the notifications on your Facebooks every time a post goes up on there as well. So it's a great way to not miss out on announcements, you know. So that's obviously a thing we do. We post announcements on Reddit, Discord, Facebook, etc. But it's great, you know, to have another avenue where you don't miss out. Same with our YouTube channel. Obviously, you're on here right now watching this, but coming to our YouTube channel, we'll do more tutorial videos as well that we have in the works. Thanks, shout out to Dave, obviously. Thanks, Dave, for all your tutorial videos, because he's got the whole audio kit set up at home.
More coming. There's more coming.
Alrighty.
With the yield farm, we're gonna be spoon feeding the yield farm step by step.
Yeah, you're gonna have fun with that. You're gonna have fun with that. That's why I help you out. Yeah, I want to get back into making more videos too, actually, because I used to do YouTube for a while too. So like, I miss sort of making that sort of content stuff as well. Alrighty, so we're cutting it fine to the hour, and so we'll open up for the voice questions in a minute, but I want to show the really, really exciting stuff that we have booked for la Billboards. So this is something that we had planned, right, for our marketing campaign, And it came at a really good time, actually, because a lot of these marketing companies, so we've reached out to a marketing company in America, and a lot of these billboards and these ads are booked out for months in advance. So we got really, really lucky with the date. All right. And because it's going to be in Los Angeles, the crypto.com, right? Stable Stadium has changed to crypto.com, right? So there's a lot of attention right now as well in LA around crypto. So here's one location. So this location, which is on the corner of Figueroa 7th and Wilshire Grand, it's basically like it's basically what I've been told from the marketing company is like their financial sort of district area. And so this area in LA is actually, I think it's 2 or 3 blocks up from Staples, right? So it's in a really good location. So you had, I looked on the Google Maps, and I apologize, I haven't pulled this up for today's live stream. But basically, you had Staples Stadium kind of here, and this corner section here is kind of like up here, right? If you can look at the webcam, sorry for the, but that's basically where this ad's going to be. So imagine Staples is down here, and then our billboard intersection ad's going to be up here, right on the road. So that's a preview of what our billboard's going to be. We don't have an image yet, so the marketing team's working on that, and they're handling all that. So I'm really, really excited. I've obviously given them the brief and about our token and like what kind of things we want to do, and so they're going to come back to me obviously with what their ideas are and their graphics, concept designs, and everything. So that's one location. Okay, we have 4 locations, by the way. All right, so another one. So this is on the 405 freeway, just along the outer edge, or yeah, just past LAX, right? Los Angeles Airport. Okay, so this is the billboard basically on the main highway, which I've been told by the marketing company, obviously, that the 405 freeway can get really, really busy and really, really congested, especially it being the freeway that people come off when they do come out of LAX, the Los Angeles Airport. Okay, so this is the north facing, right? So north facing on the freeway. So you could just imagine if there's traffic backed up and people are stuck here, right, on this, if people are stuck here on the queue, whatever, the billboard pops up here. Okay. Got another one on the 405 freeway, but this is heading southbound. Sorry, I've mixed these up. This is southbound. This is northbound. All right. So again, there's a billboard here. So this image is obviously taken from a different angle, but that's an example of a billboard that we're going to have, right? So there's your other one. And then we have this final one. So this is going to be in the plaza, which is 1 block up from the airport. So what I've been told by the marketing agency is this is kind of like a primary plaza hub, where a lot of people spend their time, especially if they're in transit with flights and things like that. So if they've got a bit of time to kill, they all head over to this plaza district, right? And they hang out there. So this billboard in particular will actually be up for a lot. I think it's about 15-second cycles. So this will actually be up for a lot longer, similar to our New York Times Square billboard that was up for 15 seconds. And I've already asked the designers to find a way to sort of make this one, if it's possible, to kind of add a QR code with that. But they're not 100% sure at the moment, just because of where, like the height. So as you can see, the height where it's situated, because with QR codes, people have to go up there with their phones and have to scan them. But I have requested if we can get a QR code on this particular site here. Again, these are just examples. I've just used our wallpaper as an example. It's not the exact size, all right? So you can imagine people here, they're chilling out Starbucks and things, and they'll see our ad and stuff like that. It's going to run for a whole week. So it runs from the 13th of December to the 20th. What's amazing about that is it's the week before Christmas. You can imagine how many people are going to be traveling, right? How many people are going to be flying in and out of LAX and going to be driving around. A lot of traffic, people going and visiting their families, right? And staying and moving around and going shopping and all that sort of stuff. So traffic, you'd imagine a lot of road traffic, a lot of traffic around the plaza districts and stuff a week before Christmas. Pardon me. So I'm pretty excited about this. And again, with the crypto.com stadium, I think this, for me personally, and I'm sure a lot of people in the community will probably agree with me here, but I think this is going to be money well spent in terms of mainstream marketing too, by the way. And obviously with our messaging for this marketing, as I've said to the marketing team, is this also needs to be done that mainstream non-crypto investors can get. All right, so we need that conversion rate of people who don't quite understand crypto yet, but we need to hook them in, right, to come to us. So I'm really, really excited about this. And again, we'll show previews once we do get the actual concept design stuff like that. So in the works. But 13th to the 20th of December for an entire week, that's going to be popping up. And I did write down the numbers. All right, so the numbers that we have on these billboards. So all the four, right? So you're going to get an average display across all 4 billboard cycles of what is it? I think it's going to be showing about 36,000 times. It's going to be flashing up because you got to realize too that these are in cycles, so there'll be other ads running, but they run in. I think this stream in particular runs on a 1 minute and a half. No, less than a minute and a half cycle. So our ad will pop up between that. These ones run on I think a 75 second or 80 second cycle, and then this one runs on a slightly shorter time frame, but we get a longer ad display on this small cycle. So you could just imagine how many times that's popping up, and that's 24/7 for a whole week. 24/7 for a whole week. I'm pretty game on that. Do you guys got?
Yeah, he sent us these pictures, guys, when he signed the deal, and it has been very, very hard sitting on this. these shots are pretty amazing.
And that's the thing too, when people come in and ask like when marketing and stuff, and it's just, I mean, again, understandably, you guys don't know everything that's happening behind the scenes, and there's also reasons why stuff like this marketing too, it's got to also come, as a bit of a surprise as well for people, because that's with crypto, it's market sentiment, it's emotions, it's hype. So if you kind of expect you kind of know what everything's happening and when we're going to do promos and competitions and stuff like that, and it's not so much of a surprise, there's not going to be anything to look forward to. And that's another thing about crypto, is that people need things to look forward to, because if you don't have anything to look forward to, you're just like, I'm bored, man, I'll go to the next thing, right? So that's something we always, again, keep in mind. So how's chat going? All right, so we're ready to open up questions. I know we're pushing the hour and an hour and a bit mark. You guys good?
Yeah, I think we're good to open up.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
So if anyone in the YouTube chat wants to come in the stages too, you're more than welcome. So if anyone's got questions, all you've got to do is, pardon me, press the show request button, and then we'll pop you on for some questions. Might open up. What should I just have in the background? Have a lovely Certik audit in the background then. Anyone like to ask questions on the stage while we're here? We're trying this out for the first time too, by the way. So bear with us. I see Jeffrey just popped in. All right, any questions? Is it popping up? Are you guys seeing?
Well, I mean, think of it this way: you did such a great job answering the questions earlier.
No one's got questions. No one wants to come
no
up
additional
and say
questions.
anything. I wonder if I've got to disable the OBS stream thing.
And in the Discord, you gotta click the little hand icon.
Yeah, the request to talk. It's just like Twitter Spaces, basically. I know Jeffrey was itching to jump on earlier today. Oh, we've also got to check Discord chat too.
Yeah, there's one question came up in YouTube. Billy, if we find great influencers, can we possibly pay them from our marketing fund with some BODA airdropped? I follow a few TikTok influencers who love passive income and have 3 million plus followers.
Yes, thanks, Alexandria. So with influencers, they've shifted. Back in 2017, a lot of them took tokens as payments. But then obviously when the big kind of crash happened in the crypto market in 2019, a lot of them lost money. The tokens sort of become worthless, and especially when token projects do fail, the tokens are worthless. So nowadays, influencers they won't take your tokens, unfortunately. They just want BNB or BUSD or USCD. They just want their cash money up front, understandably, because that's how they make their money and they make their business. So yeah, it's difficult. As much as we would love to be able to just give them our tokens for promotions, that would be great, and it would be very cost effective.
But
So,
if we do find somebody that is willing to take that, then yeah, I don't see any reason not to, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and I know that Steph on our marketing team is constantly reaching out to influencers on multiple platforms, and so we get we get a lot of price sheets from different folks. So yeah.
And then the other thing is, if we pay a YouTuber in BODA V2, they're likely going to sell it.
Yeah, which is again, the whole risk, right? Because this is the other thing too. You'd like to think that if you pay a promoter in your token, then their incentive is to keep pushing your token so that the token increase in value, because then they can profit off your token. But in order for them to profit, they need to sell, right? So that's again, like Jodo, you bring up a good point, is that's a risk that you run to with paying anyone in tokens, is that they could they could work their butt off and get it really going, get it really, really high. But then what's not to say that, especially depending on how much you paid them initially, how much gain and profit are they in that they cash out on, right? So, but yeah, I mean, again, it's something that it is a concern, but also that's why we've added the extra rewards themselves to compensate for that loss. But yeah, we don't want to create a culture where, we have sort of we're giving away all these tokens to people and then they're just dumping on us. I've noticed some more people are joining the stage, so if you do want to ask some questions on live chat, you've got to press the show request button. And let us know in general chat though if you are pressing the button and for some reason it's not coming up, because on my screen I haven't seen any pings. But if you are wanting to chat or ask a question, even just like ping us in the general Discord chat. Because again, we're doing this for the first time, so it should be working.
There's Jeff.
Oh, here we go. Karaoke. Oh, we got some more requests now. All right, requests are working. There we go. Oh, they are working. There we go. We got more people join the stage. All right. Looks like we got a lot of people wanting to ask questions. All right. All right. Who do we start with? We start with karaoke, I think. Oh no, you brought Jeffrey on. Okay, never mind. Jeffrey.
Wow.
Hello.
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 What's going on, everybody?
Welcome to our live stream that we've gone over an hour again, but it's all good.
This is great. Hello, everybody. So I got a question. It was asked by one of the community members when I was doing one of the video chats, and I think I may know the answer, but I didn't want to give him the wrong answer. He wanted to know if down the road, will you make staking instead of getting BODA, getting other different tokens as BUSD and other things?
Oh, yeah. Okay, good question. We actually can't do that because it's hard-coded. So we've hard-coded BUSD into the contract. We can only update the BUSD reward address. So if, for example, Binance Smart Chain goes to like a V2 or something and they upgrade, and then the BUSD contract address then upgrades and changes as well, like obviously we would have to change that. But yeah, we don't have the option to add other reward tokens in the system. Personally, the reason why obviously we picked BUSD is because it's a stable coin and it's more of a stable return of your passive income. I personally think that while I understand the reason why people might want to have extra reward tokens or different options, to me as a long-term investor and for that stability, I just think it creates, I think it would create a lot of issues for for your personal sort of savings, I think. That's not to say that though the token could moonshot, right? And then, you'd be laughing. But yeah, but anyway, long story short, yes, we can't change it because it's hard coded.
Appreciate that. From now on, I'm gonna start writing things down from all the questions I get on the video chats, and I can ask them here for them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Awesome.
appreciate it.
No, all good, man. All right, let's bring up Gary. Okay. You want me to do it, or one of you guys got it?
I invited him.
Oh, karaoke. I think we're waiting
Karaoke,
for.
you're
I think
up.
you've got to accept it.
Can you hear me
Hello.
now?
Hey, welcome. Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Why is...
You got the echo? Is that? 'cause
Can you hear
you're-
me now?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there it is. I had to put the phone up to my ear.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize that. I'm new to Discord, so I came over to Discord because I saw that you're transferring from Telegram to Discord, you said?
Yes.
Does that mean that okay, you're going to be leaving Telegram, so the way to keep up with you guys is going to be through pretty much Discord exclusively now, or are you going to be on other social media outlets as well?
Yeah. So we will still have all of our social media outlets. So we'll still have a Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit. Where else? We're on YouTube, Stock Twits, all that sort of stuff. We're all over that. In terms of just the chat community, so we'll still have the Telegram open. So if people still end up coming through Telegram medium, so we are going to change obviously the website and everything, remove the Telegram links and stuff to try and limit new people finding the Telegram. But we're going to have the bot just repeating the auto message. So when new people do join, they know, okay, we're all on Discord. But in terms of the community stuff, yes, we are just going to focus purely on Discord for the chat stuff. That is, again, it's a lot more. If you're new to Discord, I know it can be a bit of a sort of a shock, especially if you so used to Telegram. But I highly recommend having a look around. Even going to like obviously Discord's official website if you want to learn how to use it. But you can even have a look around. I prefer using the desktop version of Discord too, because on the phone it's just the screen's so tiny and it's compact. But on the Discord, on the desktop as well, but the same with the phone, you have all your sub channels, right? So the best thing about it too is we can have our communities and we can have different people from different countries, but they're all in the Discord. So we're going to make side channels for different countries as well. So we'll have like the Chinese community, we'll have, like the French, the Spanish, all the different things, right? But they'll be side channels within the Discord. So all those people too will still be part of our main community, right? Because they're all in our server. So they'll still get pushed all the announcements, all the messages from Discord, but then they can also just have conversations in those side channels. So for example, we've got the general chat, right? Which is a text channel. And then we have a media chat. So a media side channel. So the media one is for people sharing like the YouTube videos and content. We've got the suggestions channel. So that's specifically for people to add suggestions. Then you've got the bot commands.
I see.
Yeah. So we've got all these side channels too. So it helps to really organize and separate it as well, so things don't get lost. Because the thing that I really don't like about Telegram is that it's just chat in the one channel, right? And people lose information. Whereas on Discord, we've got the side text channels. So if you're looking for information, you can just go, all right, well, for example, like the facts, the frequently asked questions. Oh, cool. Well, I can just go that side channel and just quickly read up on that. If you've got support, so we've added it now, but a support channel. So if you've got questions where you need help, you're stuck, like a pancake swap playing up on you or a trust wallet playing up on you, you can go directly to that text channel and ask all your support questions there instead of it being all jumbled and mixed in with the general chat. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I'm a bit OCD, so I like all the organization. And we don't want to go too far with too many side channels, to be honest. But if you go to other crypto discords, you'll see that they have hundreds. I'm not even kidding. They have hundreds of side channels. For like every little specific little bit has its own little side channel. But I don't want to go that crazy. But yeah, that's another benefit of Discord. And then the community elements.
I wasn't aware of all the intricacies like that with the different channels and that, which makes sense. I mean, that is one thing that's frustrating about Telegram that we found as well. everything kind of gets lost, like you were saying.
Yeah, and from a chat moderation perspective and a security perspective, what's really great about Discord is that it's hardware based. Your user information is hardware based. So like, and what I mean by that is, in Telegram, I can create 10 Telegram accounts and then just go spam and then get banned on 2 of the accounts, and then I still have 8 more accounts to go play with, right? But on Discord, it's tied to your hardware. So like, if
Nice.
somebody is a spammer who is, just out there spamming the same dumb message over and over again, you can get rid of them permanently, and they can't come back, and they can't come back under some other username. And it's great from that perspective. And like Billy said, you can point people at resources so much easier, and having more control over community in terms of the multiple languages, like he said. It's really great. And so it is a little of a transition. But I think from a chat moderation perspective, we're really gonna love it. I think there's gonna be some exciting stuff in there. You can play games, though. I mean, I know that Syntax is gonna listen to this later and be like, "Oh no, I don't want to play games. Please
Syntax
don't
hates
make
games.
but there are, and there's a lot of people in crypto that are gamers and vice versa. So like, who knows? Maybe we end up with a voice channel for people who want to play Escape from Tarkov or something like that. I'll join it. I'll join a raid with you guys. Come on, let's go.
All right. Well, thank you for the answer. Thank you.
Oh, that's all good, mate. All right, so we got crypto newbie Travis. How are ya?
Hey, pretty good. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, can hear ya.
Awesome. Yeah. So for the Telegram thing, so I just noticed on a couple other channels, you can actually integrate Telegram right into Discord. I think I've made it pretty clear I'm not a huge Telegram user, but that might help with some of the transition between Discord and Telegram too.
Yeah. All right, awesome. Yeah, well, that's yeah.
Yeah, the only other question I had was the NFT gaming. Could you kind of explain a little bit more about what your vision is for NFT gaming?
Right. But it's a bold vision. I want to make it more like a video game. And I've said this before in other AMAs, and I always said on the podcast actually with BSC News. The tech is getting there with the Web3 stuff. And there are games coming out. They're all still in development phases. But I've seen a lot of examples out there where you've basically got games that are almost like Skyrim, if you're familiar with Skyrim, or other sort of 3-dimensional, video games that are kind of a bit more open world. And I've seen examples of these games where they have even just a simple sort of like a Tekken style kind of square platform, and then you have all these guys like fighting with swords and stuff, and they're wearing different armor pieces and things like that. And that's just like a basic example concept. But within that game, like their idea is to either sell the character models, so you can buy your character models and things like that. But my idea is I want to take it another step further and have the items, so everything itemized in terms of an NFT within the game, and then having that transferred within the game as essentially having like an NFT marketplace in the game, right, where people can trade those items and valuables for actual tokens or actual, whether it is BNB or whether it's going to be BODA V2 and stuff like that. So that's something that I want to create. Again, with the gaming development side of it, though, it's a really big sort of idea that I have, and it's about obviously finding the right development company to work with, and then also finding the tech that's compatible with it. The other thing we could do, even just to start with, is we could have a simple web browser game, which is already, there's a lot of NFT games out there, right, that are web browser based. So we could even do baby steps where we start with like a web browser game, which incorporates the NFT element. Now, when I say an NFT element in the web browser game, all it's doing is essentially connecting to your MetaMask, and then you can play like, an NFT sort of 8-pixel or whatever, a pixelated kind of game. But there'll be sort of elements within the game, I guess, where you could purchase things in the game. And then that's where you can kind of use like our token, and that sort of integrates with the token ecosystem. But that's sort of, what's available at the moment in terms of NFT gaming. And that's something we could probably take baby steps and sort of have that like on our platform at the beginning. But yeah, my bold platform is to have an actual video game, which is gonna It's gonna take time. It's gonna take time, but I'm really excited because I'm a gamer as well, so I'm just really excited to just venture into that. In terms of another game model is with the NFT partnership that we're doing. So they're doing like these little, almost like sports cards. It's basically their current design model. So we could even have like a card trading game. So we could even have our BODA planets. So the basic concept at the moment is it's BODA planets, basically on these trading cards, almost like Pokemon, Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh trading card kind of style. So it has the planet, and then it has the statistics. So it'll have resources, is it habitable, or like that sort of example, right? And so each planet will have its own statistics and its value, and then maybe we could have like a bit of a trading card game or something, where people might want to collect planets, right, and swap them around. So that's another idea that I've got going as well, in terms of like the NFT aspect. The one thing to also factor in with NFTs is its perceived value, just like regular art. And as someone who was in CryptoKitties back in 2018, all my CryptoKitties now are worth $10, and I probably put in about $13,000 worth at the time. So that's something, as from an investor point of view, is something that I'm also trying to factor in as well, with the value of it, because a lot of these things again is also perceived value. So there's always, again, all investments risk, but there's always that thing where you could get into it, have these trading cards, or buy these NFTs, or buy NFTs on OpenSeas, and they have rarity indexes. But then once people, especially when a bear market comes, once that market sentiment drops and people's perceived value of their NFT, they no longer see it being worth, $30,000, for example, then if no one wants to buy it for that price, you know what I mean? Like there's not going to be a supply demand sort of thing for it. So obviously with, our concept and the concept I'm trying to think of, even with the trading card game, for example, is keeping that value element. So then there's, trying to minimize that impact too of it degrading, I guess, especially when a bear market comes.
Yeah, that all sounds awesome. I like games too, and I think it's kind of one of those. I think there's more games coming out, but it's definitely a growing market for blockchain. So that I'm excited about that. I mean, look at all the games that we play, and all the stuff that we play within the games is all worthless, after
Yeah.
you buy the game. So the NFT approach is awesome, especially if the game continually gets updated over time.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the thing. Like you look at Fortnite, even Call of Duty now, all the games, Counter Strike. You just buy skins, right? You buy skins and weapon skins, and they're worthless, but people pay hundreds of dollars for them, And you've got another thing too, which I've spoken with other NFT, like on Twitter Space and stuff, with other NFT artists, is they're trying to crack into like the kids market. And when I say kids market, like the younger teens and stuff that are playing Fortnite, because there's a revenue option there, understandably, because they're basically getting their mum and dads to say, hey, can I have like $50 or $100 to buy this Fortnite skin? Which again, it's worthless. But then imagine if that was an NFT, right? And so capturing that market too, and understandably, yes, it's the mum and dads who are paying for it, but you could just imagine the potential, right, of having millions of these young gamers wanting to go like, oh, like, can I just buy this, buy this skin in this game or buy this item in the game? But then it's also an NFT, so then therefore it's tradable and actually has like real worth value. So
A couple of years ago, all the parents that I knew were complaining about their kids wanting Fortnite bucks so that they could buy in-game skins or whatever. I mean, like, just imagine then you could actually do something with that skin later. Like it's you can play with it and then you can sell it to somebody else and it's worth more.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I've been following Engine for a while, and obviously invested in Engine. I'm invested in like thousands of things too. So Engines, fundamentally they're great, and they already have games that are built on the blockchain. It's just that again, the tech's not quite there, right? And so that's the other thing too I look at as well. I look at other things like Engine and Sandbox. And I think it's like Mobox or something. There's all these other gaming tokens and gaming projects out there that I look at as well. And so it's out there. The potential's there. it's just obviously trying to find. It's finding that combination, right? It's finding the combination of the development side of things, and then also keeping that sort of perceived value, and then the use case as well. Which is why, again, I think it's great. Like if you can get even like those skins and stuff, and getting that market, that target audience with it as well.
Yeah, I agree. So one of the things for the NFTs you were describing as far as like the playing cards and stuff like that, I'm not an art person, I got stuff on my walls for the most part, and my wife generally picks all that stuff out, right? But I look at the crypto punks and stuff like, the I don't know, I don't see the value in it, but if the question I keep coming back to is for people that are buying this stuff as like collectibles and like the art and that kind of stuff, have you guys ever thought about the interface for how to display it outside of the computer screen? I mean, for example, like, you got Samsung TVs and Sony TVs with the apps built into it. Is there any thought into trying to bridge the gap so you can display the NFTs you've got?
Yeah, well,
And I don't know if there's even a market for that.
there would definitely be a huge market for that, 100%. And even like the VR stuff on your phone, right? So there's these game apps that you can download on your phone, and you can I can't think of the name of it, but there's one where you can kind of project dinosaurs and like virtual reality. But you got to obviously look at it through your phone. But you can sort of have this 3D model little dinosaur jumping around on your desk, and then if you take a photo of it with your phone, and then it looks like you've got a real dinosaur running around on your desk or something, right? Like that sort of augmented reality, sorry, that sort of stuff. Now, again, with tech, so that's again where you've got to obviously find the tech that's out there to be able to bridge those systems, and that's kind of what's lacking there. But that's definitely it's amazing sort of thing to think about too, because again, like you said, the market space, and even just having your NFTs pop up on your TV and having like that live sort of billboard display, digital billboard kind of thing happening, integration. The tricky thing too with Binance Smart Chain as well is like even on Trust Wallet, they've only just added this recently too. So with I always get this backwards, but I think it's BEP 721, I think, or 720. But basically, the Trust Wallet only just recently started integrating that, so people can now start to see Binance Smart Chain NFTs pop up in their Trust Wallet. But it's still very buggy because sometimes the image displays, sometimes it doesn't. So that's where we're at with the technology stuff too. So, and I've said this before in chats, but it's kind of like we're in terms of computers where they were in the 90s, right? And even like mobile phones, like we're kind of in that era, and we've just kind of got to get to that era where we're at the iPhone era, right? And we're at the smaller laptops and things. Like we've got to get to, I think, that point for a lot of this stuff to happen, which is also why like I'm really enthusiastic about the future of crypto, especially with the Web3 integration that ETH 2.0 is obviously currently in beta testing mode for, because I think that's going to open up a lot of doors. There's a company called Morales which is doing Web3, and so we're in contact with them, just trying to play around with their cloud server sort of progress. And that sort of stuff again is the tech stuff. But yeah, it's really difficult too, because you come up with all these ideas and you really want to do stuff, and you're like, well, it can't be that difficult, because you can already buy a digital photo frame, right? And then you can plug a USB stick into it or whatever, and you can put up your photos, and you can have them cycle on a digital photo frame, and so it can't be that hard to get NFTs to do that, right? But it actually is. So it's just it's one of those things, you just have all these ideas and you're just like, oh man, like it's gotta work, but then all the coding and the tech side doesn't work. And that's one thing that definitely is it's what I go through every day too. I'm just like, why can't we just do this? It's like it already exists. No, it doesn't exist. It's like, okay, all right, well, we've got to find people to build it for us then, or we've got to kind of piggyback off another company that's already doing it. And obviously, again, comes with, again, the timing and speed, because if we team up or even get another company that's already doing it, then obviously we can release these products faster, as opposed to trying to do everything ourselves. But you know, and then obviously, yeah, finances, money, all that sort of stuff comes into that obviously as well. So yeah, we definitely I've definitely got that cranking.
Awesome. That was all my questions. Thanks for inviting me up here so I could ask.
Ah,
And
easy,
I love
man.
the project. Great project. So
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you, and thank you for your honest reviews too. 'Cause it's something that we're definitely missing at the moment is just more sort of that community support too on YouTube. So 100% appreciate it.
yeah, no problem. It's a growing channel, so hopefully more people will get exposed to it because like I said, it's a great project. It's got a lot of potential. So, and I love you guys' dashboard.
Yeah, yeah, man. Also, yeah, actually, yeah, your comment about it being BODA Central, we're probably gonna steal that idea. So thanks for that. Though I appreciate that idea. But yeah, no, you were right about that too. Actually, like, I think we gotta change the name of how we represent that dashboard because it is gonna be our hub. But yeah, it's definitely a good idea. All right, so we're up to what are we at? An hour and a half. Have we got any more people who want to ask questions, either on stage? Also, just quickly, go follow Crypto Newbie. Go follow Travis's YouTube. We've already put up his video and everything on our Twitter and socials. But definitely go follow him because he does do really, really honest analysis. Non-biased analysis reviews of other tokens as well. So go have a look. Right, so we got any more questions in chat or anything before we finish off?
I don't see any. I don't see any hands raised in the stage here, so I think we're good to wrap it up.
All right. Just quickly checking over YouTube chat. Yep, general conversation about Facebook Meta. Yes. See, that's another thing too, where Facebook's going to change. Well, they already changed to Meta, but when they finally fully convert over to Meta, again, it's all speculation. But you could kind of imagine where the NFT space could potentially go once Facebook does change its name completely to Meta.
And what I worry about with that is the whole money factor because they're pretty hardcore on pay to play.
Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They're also trying to release their Libra or something. They're probably going to end up changing its name too, right? But they're working on their own cryptocurrency. So, yeah. But that's a whole nother topic and conversation because we're already running well over the hour time limit.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty. Okay, so I hope everyone's having a great day. Share this AMA too for those, especially those new people and those who miss out. We'll keep obviously sharing on our socials. But like I said, we'd like to take this time to share this information. I don't like to repeat myself often either, even though I can talk for days. So these AMAs are here for a purpose, and they're here for people to get the information so they don't need to be asking the same questions over and over in chat. So it would really, really helpful if everyone could keep sharing this video too. And apart from that, what else do we need to say? Obviously, keep up with our socials. Join Discord. Migrate to Discord, please. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, yeah, we got Billboards. Billboards coming up December. We got the Manual Burn coming up December. A lot of stuff coming up this month. Good stuff.
Exciting
stuff.
And if you haven't already, hit that bell notification icon, hit that thumbs up, hit that like button.
Can I say something quickly?
Oh, hey, Matt. Hey, Matt's on. Yeah. What's up?
I just want to thank everyone who boosted the server as well. We only announced it yesterday, and we've already got 3 people that boosted our server. So,
awesome.
Thank you for that.
Oh, yeah, awesome. Yes, thank you for those who boosted our server. Yep. Awesome. So with Discord, for those who don't know.
I'm off to work. So.
All right, mate. All right, have fun at work. For those who don't know, server boosting gives us ranks and it gives more like audio quality and streaming quality and et cetera. But again, only boost the server if you can obviously afford it and want to support the community. But yeah, we don't. You don't have to if you don't want to. But yes, we do 100% appreciate those who have already boosted the server. Because once we get to level 2, I think we can add like more stickers and emojis and all that fun stuff. All right, easy.
And that's 2 boosts.
And oh yeah, we were like 2 boosts away from level 2. Awesome. All right, well that's a wrap. thank you very much for sticking around for the entire AMA. Obviously, on the recap, I'll put timestamps as per usual for each segment, so you can skip through it if you don't want to listen to the whole thing. But I appreciate you all hanging around, sitting around, chilling. We will do an after AMA chat in the Discord this time, so we'll chill out, hang out, and have lots of fun because it's a Sunday here in Australia, and I'm just trying to have some more chill days, at least once a week, a bit more chill, so I don't lose my mind and go crazy. All right, even though I'm already crazy enough, but okay. All right, this is a wrap. Thank you very much for sticking around. Thank you very much for those who came in, and awesome that we had people on our Discord stage asking questions live. So I think that's something that we'll definitely do in the future coming up. All right. So you guys got any last words before I end the stream?
All work and no play make Homer something.
Something. All right. Thanks again, everyone, and we appreciate your support. And yeah, let's take this to the next level. We're doing it. And just check out the sexy billboards too, by the way. All right. Catch you later.